Mobile video editing released this stick roll challenge. Make it roll twice in Luma Fusion without using more than one title. Here's how I cut the work required to make this stick in half. First, open a new project. Make sure you have it at 30 frames a second. If you have it at 60 frames a second, you'll have a lot more work to do. 15 frames a second will cut down the work but make the animation more choppy. Add a blank clip and put a transition on top. That way, we can add an overlay title without having to import video first. Double click on your new title and delete the text because nobody wants text. Let's add a new shape, and that new shape will be an oval. Wait. Is there anything in here we can use as a circle? Because that's what we need. Hey, look at this blue thing. We'll use that. We'll delete these 3 squares and we've got a perfect circle. Oh, it's not a circle. Why is it wobbly? I wonder why Luma Fusion doesn't have a circle. So that's not going to work for us. I can't stand it. Let's add a rectangle, turn it into an oval, and then adjust the X scale so it becomes a circle. That's an option, right? But when we spin it, it's lumpy. I press undo to go back, adjust the X scale again, spin it some more. It's still lumpy. I got a lot of spinning to do apparently, because I'm not happy with that either. Undo again, let's adjust the X a little bit more. And there we go. Is that it? Not quite. One more. Adjust the X, and now when we spin it, the box looks like it's just spinning around. The circle stays in the middle. That's as close to a perfect circle as we're going to get. I'm going to save this preset so I don't have to do it again because I don't like to work twice. Now all we need to do is scale it, right? We'll make it small and everything will look wonderful. We'll be, what happened? Why is it an oval again? Did I miss the circle button? Is there a button somewhere that can just make circles that are perfect so I can rotate them? I don't know, but now I'm taking the little circle and doing all of the stuff I did with the big circle all over again. Adjusting that scale on the X axis, rotating it to see if it looks like a circle, and then doing it again and again until I find something that I like. I like this. So I'm going to save it so I can use it again at a future time without having to go through this headache. I'll give it a cool name like Circle 2. Oh, how about Little Circle 2? You can long press on any user title to share, rename, or delete it. Contrasting colors are going to help out a whole lot when we try to line everything up. Fortunate for me, pink and blue are my logo colors, so they're already contrasty enough. I'm going to use them, duplicate the circle, and then separate them by 31 points. This is going to give me a space for the stick. Now it's time to connect the 2 circles with a 3-pixel line. I'm going to squish the 3-pixel line down to 21 points in its X position or its width, and drop it on top of the 2 circles. And then I'm going to play with the Y position just a little bit to make it look like it's in the center. After that, I'm going to drag it to the bottom of all the layers. Making the stick with the circle first means that the whole object is going to rotate around the blue circle. And this is what we're going to use when we add a keyframe at 1 second and 2 seconds. 2-second keyframe, we're going to rotate 180 degrees. And now, when we play this back, it makes the stick rotate around the blue ball, which is exactly what we want. The pink ball, on the other hand, is going to be a little more difficult. Duplicate the track, drop it on top of itself. This is going to give us a guide. We'll move the guide over to the last keyframe that we've made so far at the 2-second mark. That means that the guide appears only when we need it from the 2 to 3-second mark. Let's move the guide around a little bit and flip it so we get that contrast. Making fine adjustments in the X and Y position puts our guide perfectly aligned. I like it. Let's cut off the tail of the guide and double click on our stick. Now we're going to get into the keyframing of the second roll of the stick. The stick needs to travel 180 degrees. We have 30 frames or 1 second to do that in, so it's going to need to move 6 degrees a second. Every frame, I'm going to move it up 6 degrees. I use the position X and Y to fine-tune the pink dot over the blue dot in our guide. Here, if you chose 15 frames a second, you'd need to move your stick 12 degrees every frame. If you chose 60 frames a second, you need to move 3 degrees every frame. I think 30 frames a second is a nice blend between the amount of work you have to do to keyframe this section and the smoothness of the stick. If only I could keyframe the center point of an object in Luma Fusion. Then, instead of having to keyframe each frame individually, I'd be done already. But it looks pretty good. There it is, sliding back and forth. Now all I have to do is come out and get rid of the extra layers that I don't need, like the guideline. Yep, there's the guideline. That looks good. Let's delete the guideline, drop the clip onto the main track, and delete that little blank piece, and watch what we made. Oh yeah, that stick is epic. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.